South Australian school teachers are set to use AI to mark student exams. Education Minister Blair Boyer says the technology will give teachers more time to teach. The Australian newspaper reported today that the task, or at least one of the tasks that AI will accomplish, will be to gauge the literacy levels of migrant students, usually taking teachers half an hour, but the AI app does the same job in just 52 seconds. Last year, teachers manually assessed writing samples of 31,000 students. The app is set to save some 15,000 hours of manpower. Now, Freya and Caleb, I get why the Education Minister would love this idea. It means he doesn't have to spend more money on teachers. But I reckon the focus of education should not be saving the education budget. It should be on children. And using AI to mark their exams rather than a human being means that you don't get a teacher who's got a feel for the strengths and weaknesses of students, and instead you're going to get a very mechanical rather than a process that is focused on individuals. I think that's a bad thing. Freya, tell me I'm right.
I don't think you are, James. Look, I think that AI is going to revolutionise so many areas of our lives, and education is definitely one of them. But from my perspective, having AI assisting teachers in marking papers will be absolutely transformative, because about 20% of a teacher's week is spent marking or writing student reports. 20%, that's around 10 hours. Imagine if that time could be spent actually looking after students. Well, a lot of it is like standardized assessments that AI can very easily mark with less bias, often more accurately, in a much timelier fashion. We've all been in that experience in school where you do an assessment only to get the feedback a month later, and at that point it's useless anyway. So I just see a whole bunch of positives.
But isn't that an issue if we need more teachers rather than AI is superior? Because sure, it's no bias, but there's no nuance, there's no understanding of the individual student's progress and where they're at.
Well, we've just had an each-way elbow, so let me do an each-way elbow here. I can see the for and against. I think there's probably a middle ground where teachers incorporate AI into their work, but we must not let AI supersede the teacher. And as for getting more time back, they probably won't, because teachers do a lot of marking in their own time. It has to be noted. They take stuff home and do it outside of school hours, because there's simply no time in school hours to get that stuff done. So it won't actually buy them much time back in the classroom. That's not the issue. But it will speed up the process, and AI will pick up on things that teachers might otherwise miss. Basic spelling errors and grammatical errors that when you've got 30 papers to go through and you get to paper 29 and you're kind of like, man, I need a cup of coffee and or a glass of red to get through the last one, AI won't have those problems. But you are entirely right that what makes a good teacher is the teacher's care for the student. And so the teacher understanding where a particular student is at, how a particular student performs, the particular issues that they're having with the English language or mathematics or whatever it might be, tenses, 100 different things that a teacher can instinctively feel and work with a student on, AI will never be able to achieve. And the issue I have is that we're heading towards a world where AI is going to replace lots of jobs, and then we'll all be sitting around wondering, oh, well, geez, who's got any money left to spend because no one's got any jobs anymore because AI is doing it all. So yes, use it, but don't do it in a way that means we, as a people, have nothing left to do.
I remember when I was at school, right, so you get a report card, and the report card was handwritten by the teacher, which would have been laborious and would have taken ages, and as you said, they would get to kid number 29 and no doubt they'd be shortcutting. But so they replaced that with a tick-the-box thing, like your child is doing excellent, good, average, poor, very poor. And every parent watching would know school reports tell you virtually nothing these days. You have to go along to the parent-teacher night to sit down with a human being to actually find out what's going on, because the report has become so standardised and mechanical. And before you jump in, go on.
You know what could give you a really detailed breakdown of exactly where your child is at, analysing every single assessment they've done, picking up on every bit of syntax error, grammar, numeracy if it's in mathematics? AI because they can process vast quantities of data and then give you an extremely personalised report.
I got a text message.
This is how it's going to go.
I got a voicemail message from my mum today, right? And my phone converts the voicemail message to text. And my mum sends me a message. I read it 3 times. She says, "Hey, babe." And I just want to say, that's not the way my mum talks to me.
You're not from Tasmania,
so I dispute your
That is
claim
not AI. That is
AI
voice
is somehow going to,
recognition.
find every syntax. And my other concern is, where does this go? I mean, it starts with AI marking exams, and eventually we end up with classrooms like this.
Somebody's got to alert the media and expose to everyone that this AI teacher thing is corrupt.
Put the phone down.
Then I'll call. Yeah, I'll call too.
Run!
I just think it's a bad idea getting robots, AI, whatever you want to call it, to do jobs that teachers used to do. They used to do it well. We just need more teachers. That's an issue for governments. Find the money for the budget for teaching. There's plenty of places to find government wastage. You don't need to revert to AI to save dollars.
Please don't start talking about teaching and education budgets, James. We spend more than enough on education. We just don't spend it properly because we haven't gone back to the drawing board and redesigned the system. But, again, I'll say what I said earlier. I have no issue with AI being involved if it's a tool that the teacher themselves is using to make their work better. Because, look, if the AI is a ripper at doing the marking, why couldn't the AI be a ripper at teaching the students? I mean, it can do it with complete accuracy. I mean, the kids will just be sitting in front of a screen all day. They'll have no human interaction whatsoever. No one who actually cares about it. We'll just get a robot to do everything.
Why would the kid do an assignment if AI can do the assignment?
Well,
we could have AI marking AI.
Exactly. That's where we're leading. And, of course, we showed you this vision a few weeks ago, I think, of a bloke who was programming an AI robot in, I think this was in China. And something went amiss and it sort of went troppo at him. And I imagine that's what a lot of these AI robots will look like when they're going
if
through
you do badly in your exam, that's what you get.
Exactly. Well, that's how the robot will be feeling as it's trying to work out what the hell that kid in year 10 meant.